one. And we'll do it by position. Let's start with centre-backs first. And the first player is Ben Cabango from Swansea. Swansea centre-back, contracted to Swansea till 2025. Apparently, a £4, £5, £6 million deal might be enough to see this one over the line. Sounds rather low to me. Strengths: tall, strong, well-built, old-fashioned type of defender. Very good ball distribution. His defending style is a bit of a throwback, apparently, to the Ginger Pele. Clubs abroad are apparently looking at him. Apparently, it's another German club. They like the German clubs bringing in young British players and building them up, etc. Bayer Leverkusen are meant to be looking at him. Decent game stats in 17 appearances, averaging 1 tackle, 1.1 interceptions, etc. Very, very high pass success rate. And he's also a Welsh international as well. So there's your first one. Next up, Benoit Badiashile, I can't pronounce it, from Monaco. Contracted with Monaco till 2024. Value, round about £24 million, 20 years of age. Another 6'4" imposing central defender. His strengths are good positional play, very agile, very composed, good ball distribution, good ball carrier, especially Moyes will enjoy that for someone who, when we do on the counter attack, etc. He's played well over 100, made 100 appearances for the senior team in Monaco. He's also represented France up to under 19 level. He's got some excellent defensive stats: 1.7 tackles, 1.5 interceptions on average in the 20 games this season. 86% pass success rate is not bad. League One and Champions League experience as well. Next up, Lloyd Kelly from Bournemouth. Now, fantastic player, contracted to them till 2024. Apparently 15 to 20 million pounds might tempt Bournemouth. Will it for this 23-year-old? Not too sure. Versatility in defence. He can play at centre back. He can play at left back. He possesses raw possession. Great ball dribbler. He's great positional play. Uses his physique well to shield the ball, etc. Decent start. The stats are all right, I guess. Good clearances, good aerial duel wins, etc. 83% pass success rate, I guess, is not too bad. 21 appearances for this 23-year-old. And the fact that he's versatile, and we do need cover at left back, someone like Lloyd Kelly could be a prospect. However, there's a snag with this one, isn't there? Because Bournemouth are doing really well in the Championship. They just missed out on the playoff final last season, but they're doing really well. They could actually succeed in getting back into the Premier League without even having to go through the playoffs. And I don't think any amount of money at this stage will be enough for Bournemouth to want to let him go. Summertime might be a completely different thing. Great prospect for the summer, but for now, I don't think so. Right, let's go to left backs. And the first left back on this week's list is Bologna defender Aaron Hickey. Now, Hickey developed through the Hearts and then the Celtic youth systems, made his debut for for Hearts in 2019. After only one season and 34 appearances, he was signed to Bologna for a mere £1.5 million. How did all the English teams let this one get away? Great versatility. He primarily plays as a left back. He can play centre back, but apparently people believe that his future lies as a central midfielder. Sorry for all the spelling mistakes. That's what you get with me when I rush things. I do apologise. He's got a mature approach to defending despite his age, only 19 years of age. Great sense of awareness, great positioning, good instinctive attacking qualities. Average stats for this season are okay-ish. He's not great on aerial dual wins, but again, decent pass success rate. And he's highly thought of. Scottish and Italian league experience, and he's a Scottish under-21 international. He sounds good. Now, if Bologna do want to let him go and demand 10, 11, 12 million pounds, they would have made their money on him. Now, he's the type of player that it kind of excites me, because he's the future. And we do know that we need a future replacement to Creswell. Next up is the one, another left back stroke centre back, Abdou Diallo from PSG, contracted with them till 2024, 25 years of age, value around about 20 odd million pounds. He's got a good long pass range ability, comfortable modern day type defender, can carry the ball out from defence, can play at a high pressing defensive strategy, great on the counter attack. Again, stats not bad, good pass success rate, got League One experience, Champions League, and he's a Senegal international. And then the next up, of course, is the one that's been, talked about all week, is Lucas Digne of Everton. Contracted till 2025, valued at £27 million for this. One can't deny he's got a lot of experience, got bags of experience. European experience. An international with the French team. Sorry, forgive me. He's French. He's not Spanish. Clearly, I didn't update my stats properly. Everyone knows about Digne. But I'm not worried about the fact that we're not going to get him because of the amount of money he is on, because of the value that Everton have put on him, and because also of the fact that he might cause some disharmony. Right, let's move on to all the strikers that we're not going to get. First up, Hugo Ekitike of Stade de Reims. My spelling has been atrocious, and I do apologise. He's contracted with them until 2024. They put a value on him, at 30 million pounds for this 19-year-old. Apparently, he's the next Kylian Mbappe, depending on what you read. Skillful, pacey, technically gifted, but my worry is he currently a one-season wonder? It's too early to say. His career stats to date, in total, 20 appearances, 8 goals, 3 assists. Look at 2021. Of those 20 appearances, 19 have been this season. 8 goals, all this season. Assists, 4 this season. So, it's like, I don't know. It sounds good, French under-21 international, but I don't know. Apparently, we made a starting bid of £12.5 million if the reports are to be believed. I don't know. For all I know, Ekitike could be the next big sensation, but it seems that the newspapers and social media columns these days are whenever a player has a decent 6 months or whatever, a young player, all of a sudden, everyone's in for him. Everyone wants to buy him. I don't know how much of this is built up by social media and newspapers and how much of it is true. And the same can be said about the next player, Vitinya Oliveira. From Braga. I talked about him some weeks ago, and he's a raw talent. Prefers to play in a 4-3-3 formation. Developed through the youth ranks at Braga. He made his debut this year. 18 appearances, 11 goals, 3 assists. Great in the Portuguese league. But again, he's had 6 months of having a good season, and all of a sudden everyone is apparently in for buying him. Believe it? I don't know. I think the next one is maybe a little bit... Actually, let me go on to this one first before I go on to the next one. Let's go on to attacking midfielders before I do the last striker. Yeah. Antonin Barak. I spoke about him in the summertime, and his name has come up again in the transfer window again in the last week or so. Now, look, he's only just signed for Hellas Verona. He was on loan to them, and then he signed for them permanently. And he was at Udinese, and he kept going out on loan and to a number of different clubs while he was at Udinese. But the one that stuck was Hellas Verona. They bought him for a fee. He's a Czech international republic. He started to develop his career in the Czech league, playing for Prebam and then going on to Slavia Prague in 2016 for a nominal fee of 350 grand. Slavia Prague, just over a year later, sold him to Udinese for £2.5 million. And in the 4 years that he was with Udinese, he kept spending time out on loan. I've just mentioned Verona, out with Lecce, etc., etc. Now, I'm sure he's a decent attacking midfielder, but we've got more attacking midfielders than you can shake a stick at. So I don't quite get this one. And he's not the most prolific of goal scorers either. His current stats, 18 appearances, 5 goals, 3 assists. All right, they're okay, but nothing better than any player that we've got at the moment. Brennan Johnson, Nottingham Forest attacking midfielder, contracted with the club till 2023. Apparently, they value him at something like £14 million for this 20-year-old. Great strengths, tenacious, great ball control, direct attacking player, good engine. I've got more spelling errors this week than I've ever had, so my apologies for that. Good engine, very high work rate, abundance of confidence in him. You know, he's very, very highly thought of, and people say that he's got a big future ahead of him. Look, maybe this one is a possible, but I don't actually think it will be a possible for the now. I think it might be another summer signing. You know, he's got experience in the Championship. He's a Welsh international. He's very, very highly thought of. But again, we got a lot of young under 23s, good attacking midfielders. Mentioned Doco Flex a little bit earlier on. So I don't know. Great, we want to get these youngsters, but will they be for the now? Not sure. Next up is Alexander Golovin of Monaco, another attacking midfielder, contracted till 2024. He's also valued at around £24 million. 25 years of age. He's been quoted as being the Russian Iniesta. Right, great ball skills. Appearances so far for Monaco, 114, 16 goals, 22 assists. Good return rate on assists. This season, 23 appearances, 3 goals, 3 assists. So, you know, again, nothing more than what we've already got. League One experience, Russian League experience, is a Russian international. The player I'm going to go back to that I was going to mention earlier is striker Ben Brereton Diaz of Blackburn. Right, okay. Here's an interesting one. This one is interesting, and this one piques my interest. Now, he's in the final 6 months of his contract. Tony Mowbray has said he's quite relaxed about the situation. They've got an option to extend his contract by a year, and Mowbray doesn't seem that concerned that Brereton Diaz is going to leave anytime soon. He's valued at around £10 million, 22 years of age. He's a versatile player. He can play either as a striker or he can play on the left side of attack. He developed his career through the youth system at Man United before moving to Stoke Academy at the age of 14. When he turned 16, he moved to Nottingham Forest to continue his development with the under-18s. And in 2 years at the club, he broke into the first team, making 57 appearances, scoring 9 goals and 7 assists. However, within a year, he moves on the move again with a loan to Blackburn, which was made permanent in 2019 for a fee of £7.5 million. He has since made 115 appearances for the club, scoring 29 goals and 10 assists. However, it is this season that he's really shone, but not just on the domestic level, but internationally as well. This season alone, he's made 27 appearances for Blackburn. He's scored 20 goals, and he's shared those goals between the 2 main positions that he plays in, between left-sided attacking midfield and as a striker. However, he's also made a splash on the international scene, where despite having represented England up to and including under 20 level, last summer he chose to represent Chile, which is where his mother is from. He made his debut in last summer's Copa America, which took the South American press by storm, and he's become a cult hero overnight. He's made 9 appearances for the Chile team, scoring 3 goals. So one asks the question, is Diaz on the rise or is he another one season wonder? It's difficult because up until now, he's had an okay season, but it's this season alone that sort of made him stand out. So this one is interesting because he's young enough. He's got good experience. He's got international experience. He can play on the left side of midfield, a little bit like how Jared Bowen plays on the right side. Likes to cut in. He's got good speed, good possession. He's a lot of things that Moyes would probably like as a player. And Moyes has said he wants young, hungry players, etc. And perhaps Diaz is the player that might fit the bill. Should we make a play for him? I don't know. Blackburn, they're on a promotion push, just like Bournemouth are. And the player is relishing playing his time at the club. He is the kingpin. He'll make the starting lineup every single time. So will the club sell him in January, or will they trigger that option of a further year? I don't know. It's an interesting one, but it's I don't know. Of all the players that we've been linked to, you kind of look at them and you go, Hickey, yes. You know, Hickey is the sort of player that we should be maybe going for. Is 12 million a lot for him, given that they Bologna only bought him for 1.5 million? Perhaps it is. But if people want him, then they're going to probably have to pay the going rate. So Hickey excites me. And Diaz does as well. All the other signings, Vitinya, Ekitike, Diallo. I'm sure they're all good players. Johnson is another one that excites me. But Johnson, as I've said, is a player that, we've got a lot of players in that position. So for me, Diaz, yeah, I can see it. Hickey, I can see it. But whether we actually get them in this window or the summer window is another thing. And finally, the last player on my list is Sam Johnson. I had to mention a goalie, didn't I? We've had interest in Sam Johnson for God knows how long. And he's rated as one of the best goalies playing his trade outside the Premier League. He's got England call-up status, is testament to how highly he is thought of. Yeah, we're flush with keepers at the moment. Lucas Fabianski, Alphonse Areola. I've already mentioned young Anang as well. Fabianski has proven his doubters wrong. He put in a number of great performances. Areola has demonstrated just how good a keeper he is in the cup competitions. And, there's talk, as I said earlier in the show, that maybe Fabianski might be coming in with another year extension on his contract. Look, I don't know about this one because I like Johnson. I think he will be a really good addition to the squad. And I think Areola and Johnstone, looking to be the number one keepers at the club would be fantastic for West Ham. There's nothing to take away from Fabianski. Man United, he developed through the systems at Man United. We all know that. He's played for a number of teams on loan, Oldham, Scunthorpe, etc., etc. He's done his time. He's 28 years of age. He's made 155 appearances for West Brom. He's kept 41 clean sheets, which is not bad. It's really, really good. He's had 307 career appearances in total, keeping a 98 clean sheets. That's a third. That's a third of almost a third of all the games he's played. Great big presence, etc., etc. Be interesting because he'll be out of contract at the end of this season and he can go wherever he wants to go. That's it.